Hello everyone, this is Wednesday, September 1st, and this is I believe it's part 18 of the NCC Excelsior Build. So I just want to update you on my progress since I last posted a video. I have made sure that all the saucer... I used the third set to make sure that all the saucer thrusters match. I used the second set of Aztec decals to do the stripes and everything on the... to fix all the striping and everything on the ship. I replaced these panels, which miraculously stayed this time. Both of them. Now, this panel, not only is it darker than everything else, as you can see, it's way more wrinkly. And this one, and this one, the decal wrinkled up completely. It turned out to be useless, but because I had made the base coat the same color, I used my turquoise, DecoArt Desert Turquoise, and it worked perfectly. So given how wrinkly this is on this side, even with the microsol and the micro set, because it started to peel up the gray paint that I put underneath it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up the DecoArt with a little bit of water. I'm going to reapply it with a fine brush to these two sections, and I'm going to come back and see how that looks when I'm done. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I did it, and of course I'll clean up with light gray and everything, or even a toothpick along the side when the paint is dried. But the point is, it'll darken to the appropriate shade. It's been watered down enough. It should all work. And it'll blend in with the rest of the paint once I'm done. So I'm going to just set this aside and I'll get the next piece that I worked on. Alright, so this is the next piece I worked on. It was the nacelle housing. I made sure carefully to guide the red stripe from the front and back halves to match up with the red stripe of the straight sections. And then wherever there was a discrepancy in the paint, a gap, I just carefully painted that gap in to fill the gap. There wasn't much I had to do. I'm going to turn the other side and see here. Careful. No, there wasn't much at all, you see. Now, I realize there's a bit where it went over just a bit, so I'm just going to carefully correct that with, say, the light steel, and I'll be right back. Okay, I fixed the paint on the nacelle pylon assembly, so now it's all even. Anywhere I might have missed something, it's all fixed. Looks great, actually. That's good. So all the paint is even. It matches. Not like the color. That Desert Turquoise from DecoArt, that's wonderful. It blends in perfectly with the shade of the decals when they're dry. So I'm going to see if there's anything more I can do on the secondary hull. And I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Got the tripod in position, I think, so that it can see the bench clearly. There we go. There, good. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put on the side striping of the secondary hull. You can see the side striping here. So decal 15 for the starboard side, and I figured the best way to do it is to put it on upside down, because that will ensure that I align it correctly with the windows. So that's decal number 15. And there's nothing else actually that I'm going to do today except these secondary hull decals, for very good reason, because I just put fresh paint on the saucer, so I can't do anything with it. except perhaps the window decal. So I'm probably going to do that. So I'm going to come back when I got the secondary hull side decals on, and then I'll try the windows. Okay, so I got the first stripe on. May not be entirely straight, but there's the bottom, and you angle it that way. Looks pretty good to me. So that's stripe 15. Yeah, I mean decal number 15. And now I'm going to turn to decal number 14, which will be the other stripe. I'll come back when I put that on. Alright, this time I'll try to put it on camera. I mean, put the decal on the ship while it's on camera. I don't want to leave it in the water too long, because it'll come right off again. So I'm going to lift it out now, because the other one lifted off the backing paper. I barely got it out of the water in time. There we go. Good, okay. And according to the diagram, you want to make sure that you get it just behind that second window, but it goes all the way in between. So I'm going to see if I can get that accomplished. That should work. And we'll see how it goes here in a minute. But once I've got the stripes, the two stripes on the secondary hull, I'm not doing anything more on the secondary hull because I realize there's something I can do on the nacelles themselves. There's still more, which is good because that's what you want. You want to be able to do a little bit on the ship every day to get something done. Just going to turn the guide upside down. It's easier to, because of the slope of the ship, it's a lot easier to put the decals on while the ship is upside down. There. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it from the narrow end first so it doesn't wrinkle or anything. Just to be sure. There. Straight and steady. I know that's a Captain Archer phrase, not a Captain Sulu phrase, but seemed appropriate for this circumstance anyway. Okay, it's a bit too far forward, so I'm just going to slide it back a bit. Not, I know the ship, it probably isn't in view at this moment. But I will show you the result when it is in view again. Oh, it has to ease back even more, okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to do this off camera. I'll be back. Success! I got it. It matches the other one. And it goes, look how far back it goes. The thin part of the red stripe. It goes back to that set of 3 windows, even though the other one doesn't, for some reason. I'm going to see if I can pull it forward just a smidge. No? Okay. Alright, so they won't be entirely... They'll be pretty even. That's good. And the point is the stripe is straight. So put the microsol on it. There we go. And now we put the secondary hull aside. We switch positions between it and the nacelle housing. So the secondary hull goes there. Gotta get the nacelle housing in place now. There we go. All right, now let's see here. You have a nacelle stripe, which is number 36. And then nacelle stripe 35. Now they go on the outside of the nacelles. So what you do is you turn it upside down again. You turn the instructions upside down again. And then you turn the nacelle around so that the instructions match it. That's good. So there is the, actually that's the port nacelle. Probably want stripe number 35. No, that is the starboard nacelle. But you see that? See, this is the port side. You can see here, port side. So stripe number 36. So when it's upside down, and stripe number 36 is, well, it's right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stripe up into at least 2 sections, then apply it and see how it looks. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I got the first stripe on, kind of jagged. Well, actually not too bad, despite the fact that it twisted. So I'm just going to make sure that I do stripe number 35, which is this one. I'm going to make sure I do it, you know, upside down. But I'm going to split it up into a few more sections, maybe 4. So I'll be back when I put it on. It's working. Cutting the stripe up into 4 pieces allows me to align each piece separately, bit by bit, step by step, and you don't get anything going wrong. So I'll be back when it's all on. So I got the second stripe on. Cutting it into 4 pieces worked. It's on there. Straight as I could get. Turned out better, actually, than the second stripe, which was only made up of 2 pieces. So now this goes away as well. I don't want anything to happen to either of them. There. And that, it's not all I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do some of the windows. So I'll come back when I've tried that. Alright, I'm back. When I see the kit is blue, I actually mean that I use the windows. Now, I don't recall there being windows for the Aztec decal set. I'm going to check the instructions here for a minute. No, just 135 and 139. So the windows came from the Federation Models set. Well, no, not the Federation Models, the kit. So the windows came from the kit, and I'll use those. Alright, I'm back. I realized I put the thrusters on so recently that I'm actually going to work on the phaser decals, which on the kit are decal number 32. If I look, they are right there. Decal 32. So I'm going to work on those. And I'll be back when they're on. Actually, I'm going to do that tomorrow since I've done enough today. I want the saucer paint to dry. So, and this video's already at 10 minutes, and I like to keep them around 10 minutes. So I will wait to do that tomorrow. And I will then be able to do more. I'll be able to do those windows, number 21. Maybe I can even put the registry on. Although I like to save the registry for the very end, but since I'm working from the outside in on the saucer. After I do the phasers, the windows will be next. So I'll do that, and I'll come back, and I'll do another video tomorrow, which is my last day here, because I go to see my parents for the Labor Day weekend. So anyway, I'll be back, and let's see what I'm going to do next. So, 32, and then 21, because it's far from 32. And then, I guess when the work year starts again, I'll do the registry number. But as you can see, I've already labeled, which the pink thrusters, that's from Federation Models, and Aztec decals, I've already labeled that. So you want to have every guide labeled, so you know nothing's been left out. Anyway, talk to you all later, and have a good weekend.